Greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mir Search for Huru. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm having just a great day today, an awesome day. You know, we leave Friday. Headed to Sierra Leone. Gonna have a great time. Got about 10 people getting citizenship over in Sierra Leone. So it's a beautiful thing. Hold on. Guys, hold on. I'm on daddy duty, you guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, you guys. I apologize. All right. Massa, is headed off to bed and he don't want to go to bed. So he trying to stall as much as possible in regards to getting in bed. He's stalling. Massa is stalling right now, but it's bedtime. So Sierra Leone, we are rolling this Friday. We're gonna have a great time. We are going to have an awesome time, you guys. Awesome time in Sierra Leone. Got people getting citizenship, so they're getting the green passports. In fact, hold on, Massa, look in my room on my dresser and bring my green Sierra Leone passport, and then go to bed and get your pillow and go to bed. All right, so we're gonna have a awesome, 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 awesome time, you guys, in Sierra Leone. I am looking forward to it. Like, share, subscribe. Go to dynasty.com. Guys, I already announced the tour dates for next year. Sierra Leone, August 19th to the 29th. Nigeria, August 9th through the 19th. So, right. Don't come on. Go put some clothes on. Go, man. Put some clothes on. All right. My bad, y'all. My bad. So, here we go. You'll get one of these, you guys. You will get one of these. So looking forward to that, man. Making some Sierra Leoneans, everybody. Let's see. Anything else? That's it. What else we got going on? Yeah, that's it, guys. So tours coming up. August, Nigeria. Next April, Sierra Leone again. We got a special guest on with us today, brother Kala Genesis. And today we're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. Talk about Young Dolph. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. You know, I mean, Kyle, these rappers are just getting dying by the. I mean, it's like it's a day. Why would you want to be a rapper these days?
Well, I said this years ago. Nobody listened. I was a lone voice out there. When I first got on social media, I said the hidden hand of cat. There's several different themes I started with, right? In my social media career. I talked about sacred cows, right? How we have sacred
Mm-hmm.
cows, right? Then I talked about the hidden hands of mass confusion, right? And one of my themes was the road to hell is also paved for good intentions. And my famous one, the enemy within,
Mm-hmm.
and all these basic themes I started with, but the hidden hand of mass confusion, uh, what we have in our community, you got to understand something, right? You cannot have two races of people live occupy space. Everything's about space, you know. On one hand, you have the white man. He has America. That's his space, you know. And this ties into Carl Rittenhouse, the reason why Carl Rittenhouse, there's going to be more Carl Rittenhouse is because white people feel like their space is being threatened. In
Mm-hmm.
other words, basically, they're saying, okay, you want to tear up your shit in your community, fine. But the moment we start feeling unsafe, is as if this guy in Black Lives Matter is threatening New York and everything, they're basically talking about, yeah, we're going to be rioting or stuff like that. Then you got a different situation.
So what happened with that, Kyle? So the new mayor said he's going to take crime serious or something. They got
Yeah,
mad,
well,
or
he
what happened?
basically what he's saying is like New York had this thing, right? And this is how it is. This is how it is. If anybody from New York, you understand something. And being from New York, right? Being from New York is all about your image, all about your image. Um, there's a lot of people who float under the radar with crime, selling weed and stuff like that. Just little petty stuff. Remember Eric Garner with the cigarettes? So cops were on the streets, like getting people with petty stuff. But when they would get with people with petty stuff, right, they'll find that this guy has multiple felonies. So in other words,
Right.
basically what you have is a whole criminal element that rely on selling weed, selling. Look at that guy, the rapper, the drug dealer. What's his name? Alpo Martinez.
Alpha.
Well, look, and now after everything, right? After he was facing the death penalty and everything, he was a witness of protection. He was selling packets of heroin. So in other words, basically,
how do you sell heroin on witness protection?
bro, like I'm trying to tell you, right? There's a certain segment of Black America and Hispanic America and White America, right? That really are trying to make a push for the legitimization of crime, chaos, and confusion. You know, that's all it's all about. They basically saying that let them live their life, or they're trying to be like the average person saying, okay, we're gonna give you a shot. Then it's out of control. Why? Because if you give these guys your streets, it don't stop like that. They're not gonna, just because you let them get away with passing, like in San Francisco, they have open air drug market. You've seen it, right? You've seen it, right?
Yeah, in San
And they said
Francisco,
they can't even arrest. They
because
only arrest people
listen,
for selling
they got the
heroin
same
street.
thing. They got the same thing in Philadelphia, but in San Francisco, I could walk into any store right now and still, I think it's like $100 or $200
Yeah,
worth of
yeah, you
items.
go, yeah.
They can't. They're not allowed by law to do anything to me.
And not only that, if what you call the police can't even arrest you for possession of heroin, you know. And so, what it is this: you got a certain amount of people who profit from this, right? The people who are in this trade saying they're living, they're not living with the misery and everything. So therefore, the carnage and the chaos you have on the streets is because on a whole, society has just given up on trying to, like I said, oh, we have mass incarceration, mass incarceration. So the alternative to that is just let crime escalate, let them take over our streets, let them take over everything, let them pillage and let them burn it. But you saw what happened in Nigeria last year, right? When they tried to bring that Black Lives Matter mentality to
Oh, they shut it
Lagos.
down. They shut it down. They
Oh,
shut it down.
you see, that's the thing is, you can do that in America, but you ain't gonna do that in Africa. It's not gonna happen. You know,
Mhm.
Nigerian police shut that a few AR-15s and a few guns and went out and laying up a couple of dead bodies and sent a message. No, it's not gonna happen over here. Whatever your grievances are and everything, you better temper it. We're not gonna have that over on the African continent. You know, that's that. I agree with that. I'm for order, law and order. If you don't have order, you have nothing. So what's happening is to sell this lifestyle, you need the rappers, right? I was just listening to a video today. I sent you a video, Dynast. No, I didn't send it to you. I sent it to someone else. I meant to send it to you. Soldier Boy was talking about Young Dolph. I don't know if this happened today after he got killed. Soldier Boy was supposed to be doing something with Kanye, right? And Soldier Boy is basically saying, I got $100,000 with somebody who give me his address, you know? Got $100,000 right here.
Are you
These guys
serious?
are making These guys are making death threats. And what gets me is this: you don't tell me the police aren't behind this. He's making a death threat. If nothing else, you can get it for conspiracy. He basically said, if somebody can give me young Dolph's thing, they're going back and forth about who had a Lamborghini first or some stupid shit like that. And Soldier Boy's like, I'm gonna put a hit out on him and whatever like that. You know, I just need somebody to give me his address. I got $100,000 right here. I don't know if this was before. It's probably was before, right? It probably happened just recently because we talk about Kanye. That happened just 2 days ago. So what I'm trying to say is this: these guys, and people always say it's economics, it's economics. You know, see the brothers got economics. Now the Soldier Boy is talking about he got different color Bentleys. He got like so many Lamborghinis. This other guy, Yo Gotti, had his mother was at what it said his mother's had a coffee shop. These guys have means. They have money, yet they still involved in murder, carnage, and thing. And what I'm saying is this: if our community wants to be like that, right? And black people are like, okay, that's what we are. Look at Memphis. Memphis is, like they say, the murder capital of America. Memphis is the worst city in America for murder.
And you know, in Memphis, there's like 3 men that have like 60 kids each.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just
like
chaos.
what man, like 60. It was something
I seen
crazy.
that. Avanya Van Sant show. You know, I seen that. You know. And so therefore, when you got this bunch of chaos, and people say, "Why aren't you?" Well, we have to talk about this. This is what the community forums are for. We have to start checking and saying, "This is what is acceptable. This is not acceptable." You know, this is not acceptable. We have let this dusty fuck nigger culture go on way too long, right? And the whole thing is this: now it seems like this culture is rewarded. It's rewarded. If you look at the whole thing with the baby kicking his girlfriend out, oh man, of all the stuff that's going, no one cares about Arbery trial, right? Everybody's talking about the baby and his girlfriend.
Whoa! You just made a great point. Nobody is really nobody. You're right.
Nobody cares because it's not election year.
In fact, more
Nobody
people.
cares.
I hear more black people talking about the Rittenhouse, who
Well,
off
well,
white people.
you got to understand where you're talking about the location. That part of Georgia, I don't think a lot of black people are gonna go all the way down there to start some shit. That's redneck territory. And they know that. It's not gonna happen. Now, with Wisconsin, they might say, "Oh yeah," because you got a governor that told the police to stand down and let them loot and everything like that. That's not gonna happen in the Deep South. That's not gonna happen in the Deep South, and everybody knows it. That's why you'll have Ahmaud Arbery and everything. I don't know. I like I said, maybe they're focusing on Rittenhouse so much, right, that they want to take the attention away from that. That could be it too.
I think that's what's going on. They're focused so much on Rittenhouse that they're taking attention away from.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about that case at all. No one wants to talk about that.
Let me ask you this: since you brought up Rittenhouse, we'll get back on young Dolph and rappers. What do you think about Rittenhouse? You know what? And people are gonna hate when I say this. It looked like from the video and the testimony, it looked like self-defense.
It was self-defense. It was self-defense.
Because they can't. So the argument was, he couldn't. Illegal to have the gun. They threw that out. It was legal for him to have the gun.
Yeah, it was illegal as long as it wasn't sawed off. And the whole people don't understand something, right? Is this, and people don't understand. A lot of black people don't say. Well, black people upset. Look. Let me say this, right? I said this on Pan Strike Back today. So I'm gonna bless Dynast and say this on his show, right? I'm gonna say it like this. I had an epiphany. You know how I had those great thoughts, right? I listened to the show today, and I was pulled over to the side of the road. I was on the highway. I said, I got to call on the Brandon show. And I said that. So I said, I'm going to basically talk about this on Dynast's show, right? Look, this is how it is, right? Black people are so used to being victims, right, that they even expect a white boy, 17-year-old white boy, to be a victim. You should have let him beat you up and whatnot. You remember that case where the black kids in Georgia were carjacked a few people, and the families out there defending them? Well, you shouldn't have tried to resist.
Yeah, and he got the kid got killed, got shot, and they're like, you should have. I don't think that was in Georgia, but they were like, the family's like, oh, why they shouldn't have shot him? They shouldn't have.
Yeah, he just like there was a couple of cases, but one case in Georgia, the cop could have killed him. The guy lived. He shot him. Cop shot him, but he lived. But the whole thing is, he tried to carjack and everything, and the police was like, they were like, the family was like, yo, he just tried to get his money. You shouldn't try to resist. In other words, basically, what they're saying now is in the black community, right? If you're a black person living in a dangerous community,
hold on, stop the show. Def Rocker, no man, no Def Rocker. That was thrown out. If you're 16 and older, you can carry a long rifle in Wisconsin. 16 and over. Yep. If you're under 16, you can carry a rifle, but you have to be in the supervision of an adult. Man, you have to be hunting. Yeah, that was thrown out. I don't know where you guys get your info from. That was already debunked. Because that was the argument. Oh, it was illegal for him to have the gun. No, that was debunked.
When you talk about guns, you're talking about handguns. Handguns are two different statutes. You could have a rifle. You can have a rifle all you want. Only thing you can't have is an automatic weapon, automatic rounds, or fully automatic rounds. That's about it. And sawed off, and those clips that you can't alter the gun to make it automatic. That's the only thing you can't do. Other than that, Boy Scouts can walk down your streets and patrol the streets with at the age of 14 with rifles. There's no age on rifles. People like, oh, really? People, yeah, right. The bottom line is this: it was a gun. Anyone can own a gun. Anyone can own a rifle. You don't even. I think convicted felons can own an actual rifle. Anyone. Because you can say,
oh man, it's just so now the argument is he bought the gun through a straw purchase. Well, you can't buy a gun under the age of 18.
Yeah, you could have it. You could have it.
You can have it, but you can't buy it. That's the point we're trying to make.
Dynast is this: why are black people upset? The question we want to ask the people on call tonight, if Dynast permits, right? It's Dynast's show. We're going to talk about Dolph and thing. Why are you so mad? Why do you care about this kid? Why do you want to see? He basically killed two guys who were bad people. One guy was a child molester just out of jail. They probably let him out on purpose to go attack him. He was beaten to the ground. You're 17 years old. The one guy had a gun. He killed two people right that was trying to hurt him. But he's got look, I've been in a situation where I was jumped by 8 people, and I'm a big dude, right? And dudes, I got jumped and fought 8 dudes, right? It's not fun when you're getting your head smashed in. When I fought to the death, and it's not fun when you get jumped. If you ever have that experience, right? If you ever have that experience, right, it'll change you. If you are getting jumped and you could get beaten into your life, you could hit your head on the concrete. They could stomp you and everything. Your life is in danger, because when people got that adrenaline flow and they're hitting you, they're not stopping. They're not feeling, oh, let me stop. They're not gonna stop or not until they don't see you breathing again, and you die. You'll die. So therefore, his guy had it right. If you have a weapon on you, why wouldn't you defend yourself? And so therefore, like I said earlier, black people are basically don't understand something. White people are not going to sit back and be victims. That's for black people. We can guns flying in our communities every day, shooting and killings and everything, and you're hostage, right? You see grown ass black men scared to go out there and get their check their mail because these little thugs got them scared in their own communities, and they're the ones paying own houses. You own a house, right? Your property's going down because you don't want to form a neighborhood patrol and do like Carl Rittenhouse say, yo, get the fuck off the block, right? Or else, or call the cops and everything because you scared about, oh, I don't want to be looked at as a snitch. So therefore, you forfeit your right of survivalism. These white kids and whatnot, he's seeing property being damaged and everything. He said, I'm going to go down there and protect it. Black people will in Minneapolis, we let the city burn. Why? Black people let their business get burned. We couldn't do nothing about it, right? Because we don't know how to fight back. We don't know how to. There's 3 conflicts, Dynast, in civilizing man. 3 conflicts, right? It's man versus nature. That's the first thing, right? How to conquer nature, right? I think all people should know how to camp. I think you should know how to hunt. You should know how to use a knife. All those basic skills and everything. Man, I think Hurricane Katrina showed you how helpless and pathetic black people are. Hurricane Katrina. I'm going to talk about that. Hurricane Katrina. Basic things about organizing people to survive. That shouldn't have been like that, Then there's man versus man. Black people have mastered that. You up in your white man stuff. Oh, F the white man, F this and that. Yo, that's easy. The one part that black America to really become human beings, is man versus himself. When we look at the rappers killing themselves, we have nothing to say. Why? Because we don't know what to say. We don't know how to talk. We don't know how to fight against the crime element in our community. We don't know how to fight against the degeneracy in our culture. Why? Because inside ourselves, we don't know if we're saying the right thing or we're doing the right thing. Like your brother Fitzgerald was talking about last night. Mm-hmm. The problem is black man versus himself. We don't know who we are. We don't know right from wrong. We don't know what's good and evil. We don't know how to distinguish good from evil. We don't know how to say, okay, you know how hard it is to do the right thing, right? Do the right thing. Because the right thing is never popular, Dynast. The right thing is never popular. When you do the right thing, whatnot, people are going to call you a sellout. They're going to call you all kinds of names, right? But when you go along with the code, you stick your finger out the window in the morning and see which way the wind is blowing, and you're just going on seeing what everybody else is saying. That's what you see on social media. What everybody else is saying, I'm going to go in because you want to be on code and everything like that. That's the problem, And the whole thing about this young Dolph, I'll be honest with you, I never heard of young Dolph. I'll be honest with you. I never heard of him until you called me today, Dynast.
You know what?
I never heard of him.
In fact, before I say this, in rest in peace to young Dolph. Hold on. I remember hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me make sure. Okay. So young Dolph, right across from where my son plays soccer, was arrested. Like in his G-Wagon. Like right. I don't know, but I guess let's say young Dolph handcuffed an Atlanta traffic stop. But not arrested. Okay, well he was.
That was in Atlanta.
That was in Atlanta, and then he was a young, and then he was shot in Atlanta. Hold on, he was shot in 2016. Arrest made in Young Dolph shooting. A man was arrested Wednesday after rapper Young Dolph was shot and critically wounded. I don't think he was shot in Atlanta, but he was shot in Hollywood in L.A. A man was arrested Wednesday after Young Dolph was shot and critically wounded outside a landmark Hollywood hotel. Man,
Yeah, we said 200 rappers died in the past year, or killings. 200 rappers. They're dropping dead like flies and everything. And I want to understand something. Like I said, I'm trying to look in the chat room. I'm trying to gauge something. Well, and like I said, and I want to understand our people, right, Dynast? I want to understand our people, right? Where is the soul of Black America? How come you don't outcry? How come no one's as angry as when you hear about an alleged Carl Rittenhouse? Why did you talk about this? The senseless murders in our community, somebody Black view said Carl LA about Kyle LA is dangerous. Okay, my heart, King Von was killed in LA. King Von was actually responsible for killing this one girl.
No, King Von was killed here in Atlanta.
He was killed in Atlanta, but he was responsible for killing this one girl that was a hit for
in Chicago. Chicago,
in Chicago when he killed her. So it was death and destruction and chaos in Black America. And Black people aren't stupid. They know these guys can kill you with impunity and get away with it because we live so unarrested. That's why I said the people who thought that we could try to build a Black nation inside of America, and the bottom line is the people. And before, when we were trying to build a Black nation, there was one thing we had in this, right? Back in the days, it was called Black love. You on the street corners when you see Mr. Such and Such and everything, you took your hat off. You said, "Hey, yeah, sir," you did your dirt in the dark. You what came on the record stations to our people, right? Like Sugar Hill Records. When you look at the early rap records, everything. What went out to our people was wholesome, was innocent. That's when we had it. But we have these freaking devils that control the music industry now with these rappers and these demons, right? That make that put out the worst thing. You're trying to, even in the most adverse situation in Black America, right? We have everything going against us, right? The only thing we had was Black love, Black encouragement, and Black people pulling for each other. Now you got a culture telling you to kill, telling you to murder, telling you to disrespect your sister, telling you this, that, and the other thing. Everything you see is the negative. We got a Stars Network is showing you Power Trilogy. It's showing you the Black Mafia family. All this negativity. While you're trying to tell kids to do the right thing, go forward, you got a force of people putting millions of dollars into our destruction of our youth. That's why rappers are dying, and nobody is saying anything about this. No, everyone's scared to talk about it because you think some rapper might not like you. You know what I'm saying? You think some rapper might send you to go. Sometimes stop taking their donations. Say, I don't care about your donation. I'm going to stand up for truth. I don't care about that $10,000 you dropped in the collections plate for our youth movement. You can't buy me off. I'm going to tell it like it is. If you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. And we need to own who we are. That's not who we are. We'll draw the line. Now, if you're over there, you're helping the white man, you're helping these people destroy us, just say that, right? But we're on this side right here trying to build. You can't be half and half anymore. You can't be lukewarm anymore. I don't set lukewarm people anymore. Either you believe in this liberation, you believe our people should be free, or you're on the other side of them. You got to choose a side, And so that's what it is. So therefore, and also no arrest made. All they hear in the news media about this young Dolph is, and also the way the media is covering it, right? It's like a man just died. And they're basically, you see the news media, oh, he was shot out here, and everybody's out there taking selfies, and we're a really sick, degenerate culture. We really are. You know what I'm saying? Which one? Somebody said, Baba Tootie said, all these people crying over women you thug. Yeah, I'm not, I don't know, but I don't know anything about him, right? I don't know anything about him, whatever like that. I don't know if he was beating women, whatever like that. All I know is he was somebody famous. He got killed and everything like that. There should be some sort of mourning and reflect. But it doesn't matter. Every time somebody dies, don't you think, oh, this is gonna change things? Remember that? This is gonna change.
No,
People
it's
finally
getting
wake
worse.
up, man.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. I thought years ago that, oh yeah, it's gonna die. It's gotten worse. I listened to the music from the 2000s, right? We had Cassidy, T-Pain, and all this other fun music, even the 2000s, up into the 2000s, in the mid 2000s one night, Ludacris and all these other people, everybody was having fun. Right now, it's so dark and gloomy in Black America. Everything is death, the dying, destruction, and chaos, and everything like that. And no one says anything. No one says anything. You cannot get on these platforms, right, and talk about for the liberation. You want to argue with me about anything, right? You want to argue with Carl about something like that, and you basically want to defend this garbage that's enormous culture. The way a lot of African American ADOS, I'm gonna call you ADOS. I'm gonna call these people ADOS from now on. FBA cities, you guys are an embarrassment to the human species. You look at and it doesn't have to be that way. Black people have 100 times more money than we did back in the 60s when our communities were safe and decent. We had decent people, and so therefore don't tell me about well, you don't understand the
struggle.
Nigga, shut the heck up. I've been out there. And the bottom line, the problem is the Black man does not want to take responsibility. That's why he always puts it off on somebody else. It's always somebody else's fault why he's in the situation we're in, right? Because responsibility means if you but Pan-African movement is the only thing that Black people say will take responsibility. Like what Dynast is doing, what he's doing in Africa and everything, he's risking everything. This young man is risking everything. He's taking responsibility. He's bringing people to Sierra Leone. He's getting them citizenship. He's doing stuff like that. Brandon's doing the same thing. You got my brother Mark Blanton and everything. The Pan-Africans saying, okay, we're taking the risk. We're saying this is what the limits are. This is what can happen. Everything, and we're building something, right? You people want to sit here in America forever, right? Oh, woe is me. The white man's oppressing me. The white man's oppressing. Okay, well, has a way out. No, I don't want that. So, okay, you don't want that, right? But now you are telling a white kid in Kenosha, Wisconsin, right, that he should be like you. He should walk down the street and he should have his neighborhoods. His father lives in Kenosha, burned to the ground by looters. And if you look at and I looked at a video clip of that from last year, Dynast, right, and it really shocked me, right? When they showed the looters out there, you had mostly white kids out there looting, burning, whatnot. Was that really about what's it called? What's that dude's name? That Eric? The guy got shot by the police?
Which one?
Yeah, so many of them. The one that got shot. Remember, he was outside of his girlfriend's house. Remember, he pulled a knife on the cop. Eric, what was his name? Eric something. I forgot his name.
What city?
Kenosha.
Oh, you talking about oh man. So he got his girlfriend. Oh man.
Yeah, he kidnapped the girlfriend's girl. He was there for it. He was out on a warrant. They had a warrant out for him, right? And they make him seem like he was an innocent victim, right? And it was his excuse to riot and everything.
What's his name? Jacob Blake.
Jacob Blake. That's it, right? Jacob Blake. Yeah. But even he admitted right afterwards that I was stupid what I did. He admitted, he's paralyzed. He said, yeah, that was stupid what I did. I shouldn't have done that. It could have turned out better, right? But the thing is, though, it doesn't matter. The mob has their guy. He's a victim. People tell me, Colin, you off code. Remember that last year when I talked about that? You off code for that. Nigga, I don't give a damn about your code. Colin makes up his own codes. Colin listens to nobody. If I have everybody on my friend list abandon me and go away, so I'll never speak to you again, you can get the fuck out of here. Because I don't cow down to nobody. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I don't give a damn who doesn't like me or who doesn't like it. I tell the truth and I tell it like it is. So the bottom line is this. I would look at the riots, right? The intensity of the riots, right? When the case was still shaky, and the way they burned that small city down. I mean,
but the thing about Colin, it's not black people doing it. It's these
That's what
white
I'm
liberals that
saying.
doing this shit.
But this is the beauty about this. This is the beauty about this. This is the beauty about it. I'm not gonna say any death is good, right? This was this was white people checking white people. Carl Rittenhouse knew that. See, last year most of the burnings were done by white people, Antifa. It was and Black Lives Matter was just in the background. There was white people, white girls with all black on, going out there and putting BLM and a lot of Black Lives Matter. That's not what we're trying to do. They overtook over the whole movement, right? And they started burning and looting. It was mostly white kids, right? And basically, some people say they're doing that to frame black people, make us look bad, or some people say they're really remember that last year, allies, you know?
Right.
Remember the one guy that burned down the statue, or whatever? Come to find out that this guy is going to a top school, which his parents are paying like $300,000 a year for. You know, but he got caught. These are white kids with money, and so the bottom line is, and you understand, well, why are they doing this? Because they can. They sit in their college campus. They're gonna have a good laugh about this years later. How they went down there and they fucked up because they don't think their world. They can go down there. I remember. I don't know. You probably don't remember this. Back in the '80s, when they used to have spring break, right? It's probably for your time. Back in white people used to go to Fort Worth.
Of course, I remember.
but this is for you. You was born in '82, but this is happening throughout the '80s, right? '70s, '80s, right? White people will go down to Fort Lauderdale and wreck the city. You know, and those same white people who wreck the city and everything, they say they'll acting like people will describe them as animals, college kids, animals, you know, drugs, you know, violence, fighting, everything. But yet those same white people can blend back into white society. That's the beauty about being white in America. You could blend back into white society. Black people don't have that luxury of after you wreck shit, blending back into a black society. Our society is torn in chaos. That's the point. What this showed is this: 2 Antifa people were killed in Kenosha, right? 2 Antifa people killed. So that was white on white violence. That was white people checking other white people. Carl Rittenhouse killed 2 white people. This has nothing to do with black people, you know. So why are so many black people acting like Carl Rittenhouse killed 2 black activists in cold blood, you know? So it's just a sad situation, and it's a situation that basically.
Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, tour. We got 300 people watching. Please hit that like button as you come to the chat. Also, tour Sierra Leone. Come and roll with us in April, in Nigeria in August. We're going to be staying at some, we're going to have fun, guys. We're going to have fun. And then we leave for Sierra Leone this Friday, too. What we're going to do here in about 10 minutes, we're going to open up the lines. I'll put the link in the chat room, take a couple callers. You're free to call in and add to the discussion. So, Kyle Rittenhouse, do you think he's going to be found guilty? Like, how do you think that's going to
play? This has a trick. Has a trick. This is history right here. Is in the making, right? Now, now since we with our big mouth said we're gonna rise up, we're gonna rise up, we don't put our foot in our mouth, right? We put it out there that we're gonna rise up and we don't get guilty, right? Black people have nothing to do with this. There's nothing to do with black people whatsoever, right? It's clearly a white violence. White people in this Rittenhouse case were trying to send a message to these would-be Antifa people, because they realize that's the problem right there. They know black looters, they'll steal, rob and everything. But these people who are burning down the courthouse, remember that? Those are white people, That's and a lot of those white people that were doing that, right? They're in prominent positions in America. You remember something? Most white people, there's no real underclass of white people in America. When you see white people in that large numbers are doing something, you best believe that some of those white people probably even have friends and family on the police force. Right. There's white people that are anarchists, right? They're anarchists. They're just angry, whatever, like that. And it's a power thing. It's all a power thing. We just get caught up in the middle of it. This is what's happening, right? They're gonna use, instead of saying who's gonna do this, right? They're gonna say BLM is gonna riot if we don't get if he does not found
But
guilty.
it's not BLM. It's white folks that
It
are
does
gonna
not matter. See, Dinus, fact remains, it doesn't matter. You know, we're fools. You know what I'm saying? We're fools. All they have to do is, even if no, not one black person, all they have to do is put white people. Or I seen a rally recently where BLM, Black Lives Matter, right? Not one black person in the crowd, all white people. Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter, all white people. BLM is going to be, and so when white people think of BLM, they think of you and me. So we don't even have power over our image. 400 years, and we don't have any power over who speaks for us, right? Like that. We're still in slavery. A slavery about you have no will over somebody buying and selling you, doing whatever you want. Now they can buy and sell your image and tell you what you think. They tell you who to vote for. You don't have any power. So we spent 400 years in America, right? And now you see now, Dinus, hip hop, hip hop political group is out now, right? They were lying in dormant, right? You saw that, and their basically goal is to get the vote out for 2022. You know, by some reverend. He's a reverend and a reverend such and such, right? And some old dude talking about, yeah, we gotta get the vote out in 2022. Basically, they were probably sitting around dormant, and then somebody said, you know something, I got some money for you, right? I got some money for you. I'll give you a press release. That's how it works. That's how Al Sharpton is there. It's all about the money, right? You coming soon to a community near you, they're gonna browbeat you. They're gonna make sure you get to the poll. They're gonna beat you over the head and everything like that. Why? Because you are not a free person. You cannot vote for your money. You can't even say I want to withhold my vote and stay home. You have to toe the line. You're not a free people. What they tell you to vote for is who you vote for, and that's what it is, you know. And so about this Rittenhouse case, right? Now, if they let him convict him, right, they're gonna say we feared riots.
Right.
You know, we fear riots. We fear riots. That's why we convict them. That's gonna turn public opinion further against black people, right? You know. Check us out.
Hey, what we'll do? We'll go ahead and open up. Go ahead, Kyle. But we'll go ahead and open up the lines, guys. Link is in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. Please call in and add to the conversation. Again, links in the chat room. If you want to call
somebody said, ask me what's the solution, dude. You know, I'm telling you. First of all, before you have an answer, you got to have to ask the right questions. People ain't asking the damn right questions. First of all, what the hell are we doing in this case in the first place? We should have been a unanimous statement among Black America on code, like this has nothing to do with us. This is out of our hands. You know, they're like, oh, white supremacists. Why wasn't the other guys white supremacists? Especially when the other guy said the N-word. You know, the other guy only that he shot said the N-word.
You know what's crazy, Colin? So a white guy gets off by another white guy, and the white guy that got off was at a Black Lives Matter protest yelling the N-word.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter because the bottom line is what Carl Rittenhouse said. He's a white guy that has a gun. You know, let me say this before Black Line gets on, right? Do you remember a month or two ago in Virginia Beach where there was a racial incident where a guy was and I know the lady that the family happened to, these weren't African Americans. It was probably black immigrants. They don't deal with racism. The guy was playing monkey sounds on his on a loudspeaker and to his black neighbors, right? That happened in Virginia Beach, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to the block. I know that neighborhood. That neighborhood, it's kind of racist. I know that neighborhood over there in Virginia Beach, right? And the one neighborhood back of there is nothing but Klan. They got the rebel flags. They're openly Klan. You know that neighborhood. You know Sherman Oaks. I know it. Anyway, what struck me is this, Dinus, right? It used to be a time, right? Because Black Lives Matter was out there, right? I went out there, right? Black Lives Matter was out there, right? And they were protesting and everything. And this guy said he's not gonna stop doing it. He has these things spinning, nigga, while the girls go out. It's a cul-de-sac. And so the bottom line is the girls like, this guy's a weirdo. He's the guy who lives with his mother and whatnot. And the guy's basically saying, making monkey sounds, calling them monkeys, whatever like that, right? But the thing is, when I drove by there that one Saturday, right, it used to be a time where white people wouldn't tolerate that stuff, right? White people wouldn't tolerate it, even though they're like, okay, it's bad and everything. It used to be a time where white people would have got him out of there in Virginia Beach. I think, to tell you the truth, right, white people's opinion about this about Black Lives Matter. I think people say, "Call look, most of everything you do in America relies on you trying to get white sympathy and white guilt." I think that white guilt card is finally ran out. I think white people are to the point where it's like y'all on your own. After the destruction of last year's the riots and everything, I just think a lot of white people is like, I can't deal with these people no more. I think we've reached that point because it's always been white people be like, yo, we're not gonna tolerate that from or whatever like that.
Hey,
You
caller,
know, we always relied on
we
it.
got a caller. Go ahead, Mazonic.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing,
What's
bro?
up? Good. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Man, I felt bad hearing that news about that dude, man. Although I wasn't a fan of his, I mean, I just think like, America, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like things are not really gonna change until black people decide to come together. And I think one way we could do that is by registering as independent, because that would send shock waves to the Democratic Party. If you register as an independent, especially now, a lot of black people are Democrats. So imagine if a lot of black people, I'm talking about millions of black people, decide to register as independent. That's gonna really rock the Democratic Party, and they're gonna have to start listening to the issues of black people. So, but as far as those killings, as far as rappers, I don't know if it's gonna stop, because I'm in the music industry and I know that's what they want to hear.
Are you Liberian?
Of
Yeah, he's
course.
Liberian.
Oh,
I'm like,
you're my guy, man. You're my guy, man. You
yeah,
know, I gotta give you another friend because my College Genesis page got hacked. I gotta
yeah,
say, yeah, you guys are good music. I like your stuff, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I was doing regular hip hop at one time, but Afrobeat. I love Afrobeat music. Of course, I add little hip hop elements to it. But I mean, it's just sad to see rappers just falling like flies, man. I mean, every time you check the news, there's another rapper that's gone, and nobody seems to do anything about it. They have so many cases with the different police departments that, I mean, I don't even know. I think after, like, my cousin, he got killed in 2015.
Oh man, I gotta bring. Oh, okay, go ahead. Directive 4. We gotta talk about this too, Colin. But Mazonic, go ahead, and then he just go ahead, Mazonic. Sorry about
Yeah,
that. I
so
just
I'm gonna just give you a quick backstory. My cousin,
go ahead.
he was doing music with me. His rest in peace to royalty. But he got shot in Atlanta 2015. And as far as the case, the police, every time we try to figure out what really happened, it was just like more cases was being piled over that case. And it's just, at the end of the day, we just said forget it, man. It's been years, nothing's gonna come out of it. I think they caught one of the guys who did it, and I'm not sure if they freed him or not. But the point I'm trying to make is, these things keep happening and nothing seems to change, man. So at what point do black people in the country just realize that, look, we need to just not register as Democrats, actually vote against them so they could pay attention to our issues. I don't want
I
to be
agree. I
in the,
agree.
Yeah, Mazonic, we gotta understand what makes sense. We
No,
do the
that makes
opposite.
sense. That won't happen with black
It
people.
makes too much sense, Mazonic. It makes too much sense.
That
It
makes
makes
too
too
much
much.
sense. You gotta say something. You're dealing with black people. What
Yeah.
makes sense is what's not being done. Like I said, the bottom line is this: me and Dynas predicted. Black people are gonna look like complete fools. We like being fools. This is like asked Dynas 2 weeks ago. I said, Dynas, if we got rid of oppression, will we know ourselves? Dynas said, that's a good idea. Have you had a chance to think about that, Dynas? Will we even know ourselves?
Many of us wouldn't. We wouldn't. That's
So
that. We leverage the
therefore, we
oppression.
like the death, destruction, and complaining about it because that's all we know.
right.
That's why when I went to Liberia on vacation earlier this year, I felt like I was in heaven. Now, my whole thing was because I was not in the thing. This is white supremacist global. Get the hell out of here. I didn't feel it when I was over there. You know, I felt like I was in a black society that was balanced and everything like that. Liberia don't have a whole lot of money and everything, but that could be remedied. You know, what you gain from being over there on the continent and building and everything, if you make your money, invest everything, you get a peace of mind. Even if you don't live 3 or 4 months out of the year. The problem is black people are going full in on America. We don't know how to be, I don't know what it is. We don't know how to be reclusive. In other words, basically, we don't know when to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Why is Joy Reid all over the place talking about this friggin' what thing? Like we got a stake in this Carl Rittenhouse case. No one's talking about Ahmaud Arbery. No one's talking about that conveniently, you know? Everyone's always talking about Carl Rittenhouse. You know, I don't care about Carl Rittenhouse. Why do we feel like we have to be in all America's misery? Let the white people fight that battle. That's on them. That has nothing to do with us. We should be applauding this kid because we should be like have our 17-year-old kids patrolling our streets and making sure our neighborhoods are safe and everything. That's what we should be doing, you know. But we don't do that, you know. We like being victims. We like being down. We like being exploited and everything, and we want other people to be the same way with us, you know. And these other people that come from different countries are not going to do that. They're not going to lay down and be a thing. The Koreans showed you that in L.A. years ago during the L.A. riots. They shot back. They were on top of their businesses shooting back. You know, everybody's like they left the Koreans alone. You know, so that's what it is.
Let me say something, man. Like this past election, you know, I voted for Joe Biden, and I mean, a lot of
shame on you, Masonic man.
Listen to this though.
Well, did you think Trump was going to deport you back to Liberia? Is that why you think he was send you back to Liberia?
All my Liberian people turned against me, man. Even him, they all turned against me.
I'm a U.S. citizen. Nobody's going to deport me anywhere. But the thing is, I voted for him, but I regret it. And I still regret it today. My mom was like, and my mom's like a typical Democrat. She's like, oh, you got to vote for Joe Biden. Trump is egging all these people on and making them want to hate black people more. I'm like, Joe Biden is no different. He's no different than Donald Trump. He just may be able to hide it a little bit better than him.
Well, they're saying now, a poll just came out and said most people see he's uncompassionate because of the gas prices. He's joking about the high gas prices. People are really hurting. You got some places gas up to $7 a gallon, and they said if he cuts down this one pipeline, the next pipeline, we're gonna have $10 an hour gallon gas. All you Negroes out there who are Massa Biden and whatnot, you know, what's he gonna do when they come for you with that gas pump? You know, I'm seeing a lot of cars on the side of the road, man, running out of gas. Like, you see that? A lot of people running out of gas. They're going down to sucking fumes and whatnot. And I'm seeing a lot of cars on the side of the road already, you know, running out of gas and everything, you know. And the bottom line is, do you guys remember when George Bush was president? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? The stock market. And also the worst thing, it was up to almost $5 a gallon gas. Remember that? We were like, oh, then when Barack Obama got the nomination, right? When he just got the nomination, gas prices start coming down a little bit, you know? They start coming down. Oil prices are coming down when he got the nomination, right? When he did the convention. Why? Because they said that his policies, right, were going to end the speculation. And so basically what happened was it was a glut in the market. Somehow the oil prices start coming down, stuff like that. He was going to liberalize and the drilling somewhat or whatever like that to get gas price. And the gas prices naturally, futures start coming down. This guy, Joe Biden, before he even has his inaugural ball on the day he's sworn in, cut down the Keystone pipeline, shut down ANWR in Alaska, right? Stopped all fracking and everything, you know? And so the bottom line is this. This is what you have. Not he couldn't even wait 3 months in for a feasibility study. I always know you always get a feasibility study before you do anything. He did that on not even within 24 hours of taking office. That means this guy is completely insensitive to everything. And then he's going to tell OPEC to start drilling more oil. Was he in 1975? You know? And then Russia has a pipeline to Germany. Russia's getting rich. China is laughing all the way to the bank. Russia's laughing to the bank. And we're the American suckers. And all of a sudden, like I said, I will forgive you, Mizanic. You know, I'll
No,
forgive
no,
all you
no.
people who work for
Carter,
Democrats.
let me say something.
And let me get Black Lion and Courtney on. But go ahead. Last statement,
Yeah.
Mizanic.
So basically, what I think black people should do, and when I'm saying black people, if you're a U.S. citizen and you're black and you can vote in this country, you should register as an independent because that alone is going to scare the Democratic Party and they're probably going to start listening to issues. Another thing is we can't talk about reparations and then there's no plan. So
Right.
everybody's reparations, but who's presenting the plan to Congress? Who's presenting the plans to these politicians? I don't
And
see.
you need an African state, like I said on this show many times. You need a coalition of African countries to be the recipients and the principal and what are the trustees of that reparations. You know, it shouldn't go to Negroes. It
I
should
mean,
go to African countries that will host African American investment and
right.
futures and bonds and everything. You know,
You know,
that's how it should go.
it's debatable because when you bring that up, you know, there's the group here that's saying, you know, they're not Africans and they don't want
Oh,
to have that.
let me tell you
So,
something. That's why we have the BAL social network, right? We're gonna, Dynasty and I and all of us, we're gonna build this platform. We're gonna shut all those people out. This is gonna be the main social network, right? We're gonna have 100,000 members and everything. Those people aren't gonna exist anymore in the next year. Those fools that don't think they're African. How are you gonna say that you're not African, but yet you want to benefit from the transatlantic slave trade, slavery from people from Africa?
right.
You know,
But
these are self-hating black people that got a
Hey,
platform.
but hey, Mizanic, let me get Black
All
Lion
right,
on.
Razan, you
So
take
I
care,
was
brother.
gonna say, let me say one more point and get and leave the show. But I just wanted to say, man, black people, we have Africa, we have the Caribbean, we have other black countries around the world. Let's take this as an advantage to do trade. Even if you don't want to live in an African country, and you have a product or something, you could trade. You could do trade. You could go to that place, establish your business, or partner up with someone and still benefit from it somehow. So I think black people should start looking into trade and doing it that way because a lot of people don't just want to pack up and leave and move to Africa, which is
Yeah,
understandable.
we talk about global pipeline. That's why we have the BL global pipeline.
yeah, guys, let me get Black Lion on,
All right,
brother.
brother.
But hey,
Yo,
Mizanic, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
All
Let me get
right,
Black
for you,
Lion
bro.
on. All right, Black Lion, go ahead.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight?
How you doing,
Good.
Carl looking fresh, man.
Thank you, man. That was a hard work today.
Hey, make that money, bro.
Yeah,
But
trying.
you mentioned about the young Dolph thing. Listen, I agree with Carl. I don't know the rapper. I don't listen to this modern rap music nowadays. But I do want to talk about like the global issue with what's going on. Like people mentioning a lot of rappers are dying in our community. And the problem is with that is I think the problem with black people, we don't want to hold ourselves accountable as to why we have this kind of this disrespectful culture in our community as if it's celebrated like it's a beautiful thing, and it's not. And that's one of the main issues. Like these rappers died. These rappers are near my age, and they're dying faster. Before I'm barely hitting 30, and a lot of us don't want to talk about how dangerous this culture is as a whole. We don't want to talk about it. We always want to promote what's more poisonous to our community. Like, look what we don't promote. Like these rappers are so useless in the game. They just promote niggatry and stupidity.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. And the sad truth is, a lot of the OG rappers are not stepping in and telling them to like change their ways of the rap game nowadays. They're not stepping in. And a lot
Because
of
it's
us
scared. I think it's fear. Fear has torment. I really do think it's fear. You know, the fear or the fact that a lot of these old school rappers want to stay relevant. You know, and they want to basically just go out and say like this. How can you basically look at some of these lyrics of some of these rappers, the lifestyle they live? Look at what happened in the Astrodome and which I don't even know Travis Scott is, right? But
exactly.
yeah, 10 people dead already. And one kid was a 9-year-old kid. What was he doing at a rap concert?
Yeah, I saw that. 9-year-old
a kid.
Yeah, but get this. Drake, hey, listen to this. Drake after the after party spent $1 million on strippers, making it rain $1 million. He had a bag for $1 million thrown on strippers at an after party. After seeing the death and destruction, Travis Scott went to an after party and celebrated. This is what you're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with. And the bottom line is this: as long as we have celebrity worship and everything, well, Colin, you're just a hater. One, no, I'm sorry, I don't accept this nonsense. Now, now I'll be honest with you. I listen to some of the rappers. I mean, I would listen to some rapper, Young Boy, YG Young Boy, or something like that, right? I'll listen to a clip of that. Okay, it's a nice beat. Okay, hey, that's music is the most powerful thing in the universe to human beings, right? Music, you can listen to one of these songs, right? And as much as I dislike that, if the right mood song comes on and the right rhythms and everything, it'll have you thinking like a thug. It'll have you thinking, yeah, like that, angry or whatever, aggression, right? And then I got to snap back into myself. Wait, what the hell am I talking about? Even me. Now imagine somebody who doesn't have what I have and everything, a direction in life and everything, and they're out there in the streets and they're listening to this nonsense. Pull up, you know, I'm my ops, my ops are gonna get you, and all this kind of stupid chicanery and nonsense and everything. Imagine if you don't have those you don't have nobody telling you that's wrong, or, whatever like that, or there's a brighter day. You're gonna act on it. And they know it. That's why they give these rappers millions of dollars. Why? Because you need the black community to be in chaos, right? The black militant, the people who are the biggest joke, who became the biggest joke, is the black so-called militants in the conscious community. Why? Because the black community completely rejected that. I'm gonna say, and we'll get back to you, Black Lion. I remember when KRS-One. Check this out. KRS-One, right? I was listening to a song I played on my show the other night. Madism, Sparking Mad. That was a badass song. Came out like 94. Sparking Madism. Remember that? That was hip hop, right? That was when the hip hop was making this fundamental change, right? But the backdrop of the hip hop, it was the South Bronx. Everybody was in hip hop gear and everything, right? But at the same time, right, a guy named Puff Daddy came along, right? And you had Suge Knight, and the image of rap became Cristal, Milked Out Diablos, Bentley Coupes and everything. And also, and then people lost, and people were like, hey, listen, I got no time for fake niggas to sip some champagne with some real niggas, People said, if you're not talking about Cristal, Moet, Louis Vuitton, Versace, you want nothing. Because they played into that materialism and everything like that. And it was still going on today. If you a rapper, you don't care about your lyrics, you better have 4 or 5 Lamborghinis. We had T-Pain, was it T-Pain just got a thing repossessed?
Got to repo his
repo. He got, why was he paying, if he didn't have the money, why did he have all this? He got to keep on with an image. We're dying. We're dying. We're not living, we're dying. Materialism, foolishness. And some of this foolishness is starting to creep itself in the so-called conscious movement, but people gotta have
Courtney go. I guess Courtney, come back on. I'll let you on here shortly, but go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So that's what we have in our culture right now. That's what we have in our culture. And so so go ahead, Black Lion, brother.
No. You're a preacher, bro. You're keeping it real. That's just the harsh reality. And a lot of us don't want to accept the fact that, but nowadays black culture, especially our music, is just ignorance and stupidity, and it's dangerous. I often ask some people in our community, is this the kind of culture you want to expose to your children? Does it promote them to be smart? Does it promote them to want to be a better man or a better woman? Does it want to promote them to build a family or help build a better community? And a lot of them stay quiet because they know what we're hearing in our music and the lyrics. We know it's toxic and dangerous. And you're absolutely right. If African Americans were like back in Reconstruction era, like Booker T and Marcus Garvey and everything,
of course, that's one of our strongest.
Yes, African Americans
got a hold to our culture. I would urge anybody, right? And I hate Facebook, right? I don't promote it. There's a called vintage African American photography, right? And now a lot of white trolls have gotten in there, right? And instead of us being able to enjoy nice pictures from Harlem and Detroit from the 1950s, they come in there and vote Democrat, putting their LGBTQ. I was like, they can't invade the space. That's why I said we create our own social network. We're gonna have the same thing, and they're not gonna be there trolling. No white people allowed.
Exactly.
So like that. That's how we have our social network. Anyway, when you look at black people, how we dress, you've seen pictures like that. Black women walking down the street in Harlem, all dressed up and everything. What the hell happened? They got a hold to our culture. You know, they got a hold to our culture. You take a people's culture. We don't have a culture. Well, how did we create the Harlem Renaissance? Why was Harlem called Uptown? You know, white people, when they went to Harlem, right, they had to put on their suit and tie and look their best. You're going uptown. That's what fancy black people wore, you know? We would
I love that style.
We were the epitome of everything in places like Harlem and Detroit. And even places like Memphis at one time. The black community had this shit together. We always looked sharp, you know? What the hell happened?
Definitely.
Yo, what the hell happened over this generation?
Believe me, I wish I knew that answer. Like, I'm 27, but I love the way we were back in the civil rights, the way Malcolm X and Garvey and them, the way we dressed was like masculine. It was respectful. It was, I'm dignified as a man. But the sad reality is, the thing was that with our culture is just getting worse. And the sad, and it was crazy. The few African Americans who try to call this corruption in our community, especially with the music and everything, they get attacked and attacked the most by our own people.
Yeah,
and we're more respected by other communities who agree with the same thing.
All right.
And the thing is, it's only going to get worse before it's going to get better. Because the sad part is the way it's going right now. We don't have critical think like we used to in our community. We're not even sitting back and at least thinking about what the hell's going on with the community. Why are they dying so much? What are we really giving away? That's more. What are we obtaining? That we're willing to give it away.
Oh, what we're concerned about is critical race theory. Whether some little white first grader feels bad about herself for what her ancestors did. That's important. You know, we care about pronouns. You know, whether a boy should we say he or she or they, whatever like that. We care about that. You know.
Exactly.
We care about right now. Black Lives Matters. We don't care about streets in New York today. Just today, 2 men shot each other and killed each other in the Bronx today, and everything. It's every day people are driving. My area, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, and everything. Black men are dropping dead like flies. It's to the point where when they report it, they just say, if you know something, call this number, blah blah blah, 1-800 lock you up, or that. Get a $1,000 reward. Okay. In other news, like this, black people are black men. I said, the city morgue is filling up with black bodies with bullets in them. You know, all across America. There's a Holocaust going on. Oakland, California. You know, $3,000 rents. Homeless issue is going through the roof. You know?
I'm in California.
Black people. You know, and so the bottom line is this. Bottom line is, instead of asking things that could fix our community. We have people who got the biggest mouths, the biggest spokes mouth. They don't give a goddamn about community, you know?
They don't.
All they care about is making noise, getting loud, and getting on TV, talk about the community. If they're not on these platforms, if they're not here talking and debating and politicking back and forth with Dinah Samir, College Genesis, and a few other people, they ain't shit. They avoid me like a plague.
Hey,
you know?
let me bring another caller on, but hey, Black Lion, we appreciate you coming on, bro.
Oh, no problem, man. Y'all have a good one, all right?
For sure. All right, Trina Jackson, go ahead.
Hello, how you doing?
Is that Trina Jackson?
Yeah, that's me. How you doing,
Lord, that's Trina Jackson. What the heck is going on? What is my old fan clubs coming back to life? Trina Jackson, how the heck have you been, girl?
I'm doing fine. Just graduated.
Trina, we can't hear you. Trina, you gotta talk to the mic. You know, you all over the place, Trina.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. You ever get that degree?
Yeah, I got my master's in public relations last year.
Ooh, you go, girl.
Making some money. Trina, educated, strong, educated,
strong black woman.
Yeah,
she came to my place a couple of times. I tell you.
All right. Okay, I just wanted to say about about today's rap lyrics. Yesterday's rap lyrics are really off the chain. Now, me and Kyla are around the same age. I'm Generation X. I'm 49. And so I remember back in the day when we had the conscious rap like Paris and YZ, Laquan, and
Redhead Kingpin.
Yeah, we had those. And I remember when the black, mainly a lot of black men started going to the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation.
5%ers.
5%ers, and we were waking up. And then I noticed that when we were waking up, they had to distract us and get us back to the party rap and the gangster rap and the hardcore rap. And fast forward in the 21st century, now we just got all this shooting up, killing each other, degrading each other, the women degrading themselves, the men being thugs. And I just think the reason why Black people complain, but there's no pushback, this is just my opinion. I don't think we have the power to push back because pushback needs power. Like you have to have the economics to push back. For example, like let's say you had Asian rappers and they were rapping about destroying and killing each other and things that the Black people are rapping about. The Asian community wouldn't tolerate that because they would have the power to push back and they would get that cut off in like 5 to 10 minutes snap like that. So it's about power.
And
We
we
don't
don't
have
have
the
it.
we don't have the power to push back. We just sit
400
back
years,
and complain.
and we have no power.
None. And we need to get the power. And I also think we need to start making our own record labels, marketing companies, and distribution companies, so we can put the type of music out that we want to hear,
Yeah.
not what the record labels want us to hear.
Right. Well, also, what we have to do is we have to say, you know, something. I'm sick of seeing this crazy lady Beyonce. I mean, people think I beat up on Beyonce, but I'm so sick and tired of them on that red carpet. I really am. One of these days, you're gonna see. There's a maniac over there pulling up the red carpet. They said the police are trying to escort him out and whatnot. You know, and say, wait a minute, that's Kala. You know, I'm gonna be down there.
Right?
I'm gonna yank that red carpet. I'm taking this red carpet, you know. I'm gonna pull down all that shit, right? You think I'm joking, you know? It's gonna come to that, man. You're gonna see Collar down there, man. I'm gonna take that red carpet. I'm gonna wrap myself in and run out with it, you know. I'm saying, earlier in the show, I said Black people have humankind has 3 different conflicts that he has a conflict: man versus nature. Black people proved we didn't have that during Hurricane Katrina or any other natural disaster. We did good in Houston when we had that flood in Houston. Black people were a little better, you know. They were prepared for that, right? You know, okay. Man versus man, right? Man versus man. Black people, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like you said, the reason why we're not fighting against all this stuff like that is man versus himself. You know, that's the hardest thing to say. That's not who we are, and stop playing that. Let me give you an example. There was a Korean comedian back in the late 70s, earlier. He played on a show like Love Boat called Johnny Yoon, right? He was a comedian, right? He rose to fame, right? And he made a movie called They Call Me Bruce. You can't find that movie nowhere, you know? But it was a parody on, he was a Chinese guy, but basically he was going around thinking people he was kung fu or whatever like that. And it was basically, the movie was just all about Asian stereotypes and everything, right? I loved it. Everybody loved it, right? But the Asian community in America said, no. Johnny Yoon, Google Johnny Yoon, They Call Me Bruce, right? They took that movie off the thing. You can't. It was hilarious. I mean, if you want to see a funny movie, you can find it somewhere on YouTube, whatever like that. You will be laughing so hard because it's just so funny, right? But the Asian community was like, no, that's not who we are. He was talking in broken English, doing all this Chinese stuff, witchcraft and all. They were like, yo, it was so embarrassing to the Asian community. They got him canceled. They canceled that before it canceled it. And you never seen Johnny Yoon again. You didn't see him in stand up, you know, because he used to do stand up. He had this one joke, right, about Koreans, right? He said, "Yeah, we Koreans so poor, right? When the burglar comes to rob us, we end up robbing the burglar, you know." And it was just really funny. But the Asian community is like, "Yo, look, man, you can't be making jokes about us like that." He said, "I'm just poking fun at our culture and everything." He said, "Yeah, but you're giving white people a laugh. That doesn't happen with the Black community, you know. There's no coordinate thing saying, look, man, this is it." And the Asian community, like when that Peter Liang, remember that Peter Liang a couple of years ago?
Yeah, they came out full force.
They came out full force, you know. What you saw was an Asian community. They're not shucking and jiving. They know when to come out. And when they came out, they made a statement. You ain't gonna hang one of ours, right? And that's it. Black people, we march and barter, and nothing ever gets done because nobody takes us seriously. Because we're all over the place.
We don't have we got to get the power because the marching and the protesting isn't helping us. We're not controlling our politics. Number one, we don't control our politics. We don't back our politics up with money. We don't control anything. That's one reason why, just like the Asian people, when they were getting attacked, they got that Biden and Harris passed that bill to the hate crime bill on them. No hate crime bill is passed on us because we don't control our politics. We don't have an economy.
Yeah, well, we gave our vote. We gave our vote to the Democrat. Why would they do that thing? Because you're going to vote for them anyway. You're going to vote for the same people anyway.
Yeah.
Maxine Waters, 80 years old, when that should be either locked up or an insane or retirement home. She's out there making multi-million-dollar deals, corrupt as hell. You got people that have lifetime appointment. Only in the black community can a congressman have a 40-year career. A congressman is just a suggestion. You're supposed to change your congressman every 3 years, every 3 terms, like you change your often you change your underwear. Black people are the only place where, and also certain districts, liberal districts, like Nancy Pelosi, been there for decades. That ain't supposed to be. The Congress, the whole state of the Congress, when it turns over, it's supposed to turn over every 2 years. That's what the frame is. But in the black community, the Democrat power structure tells you, like the brother was saying, vote independently. That's a good idea. Why? Because the black power, the power structure appoints you there, right? I think that's why they got rid of Kwame Kwesi and Fume, because he wasn't towing the line with the Democrats, where they got rid of him and brought in Elijah Cummings. If you get out of line with them, they will replace you. So,
hey, Ms. Jackson, we appreciate you coming on. Let me get I'm gonna do Emil, then Courtney, then we're done. Sorry about that, Nappy Yankee. We're gonna end after Courtney. Let me get Emil on here. Hey, Trina, thank you for joining.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Emil, go ahead.
Oh, brother Emil. Man, what is this? I'm getting all this love, man. Emil, where you been, man? I've been trying to get a hold of you, bro.
I guess he's not there. He's not saying nothing. We go. I don't know.
What's Emil? That's my boy.
I don't know. All right, Courtney, go ahead, Courtney. Mute yourself.
Hey, peace to the chat. Thank you again for bringing me up. This is a conversation that's near and dear to my heart. I spent nearly a decade in the entertainment industry, primarily working with independent hip hop artists in Philadelphia, but I still booked major acts for about 10 years. And I tell you, when I came out of the business, the industry, I wrote a book. Basically, I was detailing that the things that people rapped about when I entered the industry, it was all supposed to be. It was all received as fantasy. But by the time I left the industry 10 years later, this became a way of life for people not only in the industry but out of the industry. And we have been on a sharp decline since then. And like I said, I came out of the entertainment industry as far as I was a publicist and a booking agent. I came out over a decade ago. So, recently I've been watching the Kanye West interview on Drink Champs I'm watching it like on a daily basis because this brother spoke so much truth and so much knowledge, and this is who they call crazy. They call him crazy, but when he talked about, hey, what we need to do, he talked about how the music now it appeals to the lowest chakra. So of course, like what you said, brother, it's no coincidence, or it's not even a second guess. Of course, Drake is not going to have a problem going to a strip club and dropping $1 million when there are many communities that literally can be purchased, with $1 million. Like property development in Miami, literally many communities can be purchased for $1 million. There's a small, not a small rather, but it's a small as far as monetary wise, but it's a pretty good amount of land in Jacksonville right now that is an abandoned community that was all government housing, and now the government doesn't even have anymore, and they're empty houses, and this entire assemblage is going for only $800,000. But he took $1 million and he dumps it in a strip club. So this stuff it's no coincidence. It's not unimaginable, and it's typical. It's typical because what happens is we're consistently being conditioned to be interested in lower vibrational entertainment. and
Mm-hmm.
we are being promoted and being encouraged to cancel anybody that speaks out against it. So this is a great topic tonight, but I agree with what the previous person said with Trina, the previous contributor, that this is all about us creating our own. But for us to do that, we really have to be interested in investing in it, and that's where the key part starts. That's the key part, because we all say we want it, but when it's time to invest in it, well, I'm gonna be cool over here watching Netflix and with my Hulu
Let me ask you a
packages and
question. Let me ask
applauding.
you a question.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question, right?
yeah,
Now, I go into my smoke shack, right, and I hear some techno type music, right? It's that nice beat and everything. They take hip hop and everything. I said, oh, that's a pretty nice beat, right? And the guy
right.
goes, it's called Memphis Funk, right? Memphis Funk, right? I said, okay. I went and researched it, right? Then I come to find out there's a whole genre of followers that follow this type of music, right? I never heard. I just heard
Okay.
of it
Hmm.
by accident, right? Why is it that it seems like black people, right, are the only people that we feel that we can't create our own spaces? Like, let me give you an example. There's another thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard of bass lights. Have you ever heard of bass lights? Bass nectar, bass lights. That's like a thing. Bass lights is this thing that goes around different cities. They come to Virginia, to Hampton, right? They play it. It's white. It's mostly white. It's all white kids, right? And they do a lot of drugs and everything like that, right? They come from all over the world. They wear stuff, and they have when they do the concert, they have these lights that are really intense, right? And they say the best way to do it, you're high. But the thing is, those white kids got money and everything. And I was over there, right, in Hampton, right, Powhatan
Oh,
Park,
like a rave.
like a rave,
It's
something
like
like that,
rave
right?
type of
Yeah, yeah, rave
industry.
type of thing,
Yeah.
right? What I'm saying to myself, right, is the people that were there, they knew each other. They have their own networks, everything. This is certain type of music and they got large genres, right? You almost never
Yeah.
see that with black people, right? Yeah, you black people can create their own sort of music, right? Away from all this garbage, right? Get together with other people, say, oh yeah, we're
But
having
I
this,
think
that.
we did. I think that's what hip hop. I think that's what hip hop is. It's gotten
It was
hijacked.
at one
The hip
time, but
hop
now
was
the
started by
mainstream.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's now it doesn't belong to us anymore. It belongs to everybody. You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Used to be a time where back in the days, right? If you were a follower of somebody, so like you didn't care about whether it was somebody was on MTV, whatever like that. Oh yeah, I went to such and such, and he's going to be here. He's going to appear. People have that still to this day. A lot of rock groups have their own underground music and everything. And you look on YouTube, they got millions of views, and they're doing well. And they'll never get on TV. You never know that. But black people, we're not on unless we got a contract and validation from the mainstream. It used to be a time where we had our own
I
style.
don't know, because like I said, I did a lot of work in the underground. Like there's an artist here. He's from Philly, but he's here in Georgia. He lives in Dallas, Georgia, and he has made a lot of money. He's African. His name is O'Henny. And you look up O'Henny, you wouldn't
Oh, no,
know.
no,
Same
Afro
thing. I
beats.
have
Now,
a
let me give you an
buddy.
example. The next thing that could be popular, I hope they're popular, is
Mm,
Afro beats. If Afro beats comes to Black America, Black people will start liking Afro beats and everything like that. We might have a chance if that could replace
Well,
this thing.
I know a lot of black people, especially in Miami, they mess with Afro beats heavy, especially DeVito, Money Fall on Me. They mess with Afro beats heavy. But I definitely hear what you're saying. But I do think that there are sectors, because I can name artists that they have huge followings, but they're not mainstream. Mega Ran is one of them. This is a brother that I used to do publicity work for in Philadelphia, and he is a gaming rapper. Like his all of his content is about gaming, and he is very received overseas. He's not a very popular black rapper when it comes to here in the Americas. But I think that what you just said, it validates the way a lot of them feel, that you're not on until people know you. I can name you off 10 guys right now that you don't know, they are popular,
Right.
but you don't
When I
know
say
them
pop,
because they
let me ask you a
aren't.
question. Let me ask you a question, right? When I say popular, right? I've seen like you go to some I've never seen like somebody who's not popular, right? With a song that has, let's say, 60 million views. I do see a lot of white artists, right, that you never heard of, right? That's not poppy and everything. They all different type of genre, right? Also, you look at how many
Oh, I
views
see
they
what
got.
you're saying. Yeah,
300
I see what
million
you're
views.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying to
Yeah,
myself,
yeah, they could not be popular, but they could still have a lot of. I definitely see
they
what you're
have their
saying with
own,
that.
they have their
Okay.
own following. You know, how
Yeah,
do we, maybe
yeah,
because we're a
because the guys
minority
that I
group,
know, right?
or maybe because we're a minority group and we don't have the numbers, and it's all about the numbers. Because to be honest with you, man, you know, ma'am, I think the rappers, when they get on and whatnot, they tell them you better do a certain amount of streams, right? And they get out there, and all of a sudden when they get those streams, okay, you can make this amount of money and everything. They're not thinking about trying to build their own fan base. It's just like they're just out there. I don't think we're like that. That's why I think also has another conundrum, right? The majority of people, I'm telling you right now, people may have to believe this, right? Go on TikTok, right? The majority of these rappers that people borrow this up are young white chicks, you know, and white boys in the suburbs. The white girls listen to this music just they don't care about this 300 something million white people out there. They're the ones for the most part that's buying all this rap music and everything, and they're the ones that as soon as hip hop went from 1979 to 1990, right? And then the corporate America decided we're gonna control the dissemination of hip hop to the masses, right? That's when everything changed. And it changed because they're not gonna let black people control what goes out. Because what was going out before to white people picking up 5% and stuff, they'll pick up something like that. They got rid of that, right? So what you do is the only thing they want to hear from us is the thug life, the play. He's a player hater, or all this kind of
Yeah.
nonsense. That's
You
what they
ever
want to
saw
hear.
the meme going around about the meeting that was put on by
Yeah,
executives and how they wouldn't? Yeah, I know from two different independent sources that meeting definitely did happen.
of
That
course.
was that was that was fact.
It was obvious. Why? Because I remember during that time period,
Yeah.
right? I remember we were caught off guard. We
Mhm.
had Arrested Development. We had all the 5%. Everything that came out of the 80s was like 5%. We had Big Daddy Kane, Brand Nubian. We had all this stuff like this. And it was like our generation, man, my generation, Generation X, we was like ready for a revolution and whatnot. You know, we had all this stuff. You know, like, and we were playing stuff like that. We had our own edgy hip hop and everything. But the whole thing is what happened was somehow in the about 93, 94, right? I saw it, right? I saw MTV got a hold to it, right? That stopped. And then what got me
Yeah.
was that stopped was
MTV Cribs and all of
Crib.
that. Trick My Ride, very
Yeah.
instrumental.
And so
Yes.
so therefore everybody said if you don't get on MTV, if you're not on VH1, if you're not in the club, the hip hop was not about the club, the club, you know. Hip hop was, like I said, I don't know if you remember. You remember KRS's song "Madism," "Sparking Madism." You
Mm-mm.
know, people look at stuff
Hmm.
"Sparking
Yes,
Madism."
my ex-husband was a big KRS-One fan.
Remember, and
Yeah,
I got my issues with KRS-One. I'm gonna say that for another time, you know.
me
But the
too.
thing is, but thing,
Me
but
too.
yeah, okay, we all got my issue with KRS-One. I'll say that for another time. But the thing is, check this out. He made a song "Sparking Madism," right? And that was '94. I remember that, right? Bad song, right? But the ops for the song was the South Bronx, right? Graffiti on the wall and everything, right here. Overnight, that changed. What was the ops that everybody say? You had to have a Bentley in the background. You had the Parker Meridian. You know, you had to
Yeah,
be in Holiday Inn. You had to be on
yeah.
beaches, white sands. If that captured the imagination of the young people who said, "Oh, look, okay, that's nice and everything, but we want to hear more about your Bentleys and your my Rolls Royce. We want to hear more about your Rolodex watch. We want to hear more about Versace." That life took over. It hasn't stopped
That's why I
since.
said I think it's on us. I honestly think it's on us. We have more power than what we realize. It's on us to normalize that. It's on us to normalize that. And I feel like what you were saying earlier, music is so powerful and it is words sells. And it's amazing that if you get a good beat, anything can be said onto it. I love NBA YoungBoy, and I be feeling so crazy because I'm just like I'm not into nothing he be saying. Well, not a lot.
But I
I
know
would say
I heard
about
some of the
80%
songs,
of what
man.
he be saying.
It moved me. I'm like,
They are
yo,
great, and he's a
I'm like,
great.
I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm supposed to be against
I'm
this stuff,
riding.
whatnot, and that beat just got me
Right.
like. Yo,
Right? Like, yeah, you
let me turn
send
this
them out.
off.
I'm gonna smoke. I be like, yeah, send
Yo,
them out. Send them out.
you
Yeah,
lose your pride. You gotta
yeah,
do no joke.
definitely. It's not. It's not totally. So,
Hey,
but it's going to take us in investing. Yeah,
At least we're
we
all the
need to
same.
invest the interest and invest
Going on.
monetarily.
hey, but Courtney, we appreciate you coming on. We're gonna go ahead and close out, and I'll shoot you that email. Okay. All
Please,
right.
thank you. See you soon.
No problem. Bye bye. All right, Colin. Go ahead and close out, brother.
Okay, yeah. Dynasty and I talked about making our social media platform the #1 place. We got 100,000 subscribers here, and everybody else. Why not move these people over to our social networks where we can communicate everything? We don't know when this is all going to end. YouTube, whatever. When they're going to say, screw you, shut it down. So let's be on our own social network. Something to think about. Join our social network. Download the app and join us and stuff like that. We can do a whole lot of stuff. And we have our own platform. We had our own platform, our own place, and everything. We'll go. It's like having your own, your own space to build this, build this movement and everything. I thank Diane Samir for having me on tonight and everything. And also, like I said, somebody said Colin sold out for supporting. So I'm not supporting. Who said I'm supporting Carl Rittenhouse? I'm just saying the fact that see, that's the thing. If you just say what appears is apparent, that was apparently that he was attacked and he was offending himself. That doesn't mean I'm supporting him, And so I don't give a damn what you think. Whoever said that, so you supported why is this guy Ayole always taking shots at me? Looks like Buzar Jeffro. So why is everybody always talking about what I look like? And people never will show their face on camera because they're too scared and whatnot. As I say, because I get on here, I'm not bashful about what I look like. And everything. I'm brave enough to come on. You won't come on the show and show what you look like. So what does that say about you? So anyway, but the bottom line is this. I said what I said. And I don't give a damn what people don't like. The guy was defending himself. And the bottom line, 2 people got dead. 2 white people got dead. It has nothing to do with us. Why what I wanted before we ended was one of these butthurt people who wanted to see him in jail. Why didn't they call in? You really feel like that? Why didn't you call in and challenge me on this? Why are you so angry? I want to get you to think about that. For the next week or 2 when Dynasty gets back, we're gonna ask you what the hell after the verdict is in. Why are you?
Yeah, but we're gonna go live when I'm in Sierra Leone.
Okay,
the verdict
good.
I mean, I'm leaving Friday. Verdict will probably be tomorrow, Friday. So
yeah, okay. Maybe Saturday I got something to do. So maybe Monday night we could do a show.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Monday night we could do a show. See what's popping. Monday or Tuesday night we could do a show, and show swap. But I'm interested to know all these people talking all this smack. Why didn't they call in tonight and talk about why are they so invested in this case? What do you care? What do you care? Everything racism. It's racism. You build a community. Other people, do you see the Chinese out there caring about what's going on with Carl Rittenhouse? No. Do you see the Mexicans caring about what Carl Rittenhouse is? No. Do you see anybody else? But why is it that you have this stupid, ignorant chick, Joy Reid, up there? This is white male might get off or not. All this creepy, misogynistic, anti-white male. I'm not defending white males and everything. But instead of us building ourselves up, and I said tonight, I proved tonight, right? Man versus himself. The black man hasn't mastered himself, but yet we want to correct the white man. We can't even stand up against the rappers and this culture that's imposing on us, that's destroying us from within. But yet we want to try to correct what's wrong with somebody else, another race of people. So that's all I want to say tonight.
All right. Everyone, thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty, search for Huru. Peace.